look what showed up today. My brand new brakes from EBC. Made in the UK. Oh man, look at that. That's cool. So this has got aluminum hub compared to steel hub like those got. That's steel, aluminum. Yeah, pretty neat. So these are 4.5 millimeters. So these are the same thickness as the front rotor is stock. But they said that they run this on the rear too. Instead of having a 6.5 millimeter rotor in the rear, they run the 4.5 in the rear. So that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, my next step is I'm gonna put my new rotors on. I got brand new rotors from EBC brakes. I went with these versus some of the other brands out there. Number one, I wanted an aluminum hub. The factory ones are steel, and there's some, some like billet trickery ones out there that I don't care for them, I guess, when it comes down to it. And I know EBC makes a really high performance brake. So I went with these guys for brake rotors all the way around. I got brand new brakes front and rear. So I'm going to attach these on here. I'm going to clean this up a little bit with some Scotch-Brite, and then I'm going to reuse the owner's manual. The shop manual says don't reuse the bolts, but I'm going to reuse the bolts anyway. Put some blue Loctite on them, on the threads, and go ahead and torque them down to 22 foot-pounds is what they're supposed to be torqued down to. So I got, this is the front wheel, so I got 2 on here, and then 1 for the back wheel, and then all my brakes will be attached. Actually, the next thing I've got then, I got tire stickers coming for these. I really like the looks of raised white letters, so I got tire stickers coming, so I'm waiting for that to show up. Then I can put these, once I apply the tire stickers, then I can go ahead and balance these and then install them on the motorcycle. The stickers weigh enough to where you don't want to balance them first and then apply the tire stickers afterwards. So apply the tire stickers, balance them, and then go ahead and install them on the motorcycle. So I'll go ahead and get all these bolts put in and torqued down, and I cleaned all the threads already on the wire wheel, and here we go. The one drawback about having a Victory Vision, if you've never owned one before, is your fuel stops take forever. It doesn't take that long to fill up 6 gallons of gas. But what takes forever is all the people that are stopping by to take a look at your motorcycle asking questions. They get a lot of attention. Where some other motorcycle manufacturers have loud exhaust and they gotta have their bike slammed down to the ground, super loud with stereos, do whatever they can to get that attention. This bike just shows up at a gas pump in stock trim. It gets a lot of attention right off the showroom floor. Well, I'm going to give it a little bit more bling. I got black rims, so it kind of hides what's underneath the bike compared to the billet rims that I had before. The billet polished rims look like chrome wheels. Well, now that I'm going with black, the underside of the bike is really going to be dark. So I'm going to liven it up a little bit. Raised white letters. We're going to go through the process of how we install the tire stickers. That's the name of the brand, tirestickers.com. It's a relatively simple process, but it's just time consuming. Really, essentially all these are is they're just super glued on. They aren't just a peel and stick. Although they do have those, that's a temporary sticker. These are the permanent ones. They're made out of rubber and they have some thickness to them. They're probably 60 thousandths thick. The preparation, just like anything else, if you're doing body work or about building an engine or something like that, the preparation that goes into the engine block or that goes into that quarter panel before you ever start assembling the motor or spraying primer or whatever it may be, the preparation is the #1 thing that you have to focus on. Same with this process here too. In a nutshell, it's pretty simple. We got to clean the tire, clean the tire, clean the tire. I'll show you how to do that. what they want you to do is take some acetone or brake cleaner, and essentially just going to take a rag, put the acetone on the rag or brake cleaner on the rag, and you're going to scrub the living daylights out of this thing. When you do that, you're going to have some black rubber, tire, goop, whatever, the solvents that make up the tire, the chemicals that make up the tire, they're going to be on the rag, and it's going to come out black. But they want you to keep doing that. Soak this in acetone or brake cleaner, whatever it may be, and wipe it down. It's still going to be black. Do it again, wipe it down. It might take 10 times, it might take a dozen times to do that. But you keep on cleaning that spot in the tire where you're going to put the sticker until when you are wiping this down with your rag, that it comes out with nothing black on it at all. So let's throw this in time lapse, knock ourselves out. A couple of things I want to point out that I've noticed already from doing this. Don't get adhesive on your wheels because it sticks to it, and I don't know if I'll be able to get that off there. It acts like it's some sort of a it smells like a vulcanizing type of a cement of some sort, because it kind of has a rubbery smell, rubbery vulcanized smell. But I'm here to tell you that smell is very strong. It makes my eyes water. If I got my head over the top of it and I'm putting the glue on there, it's strong smelling, makes my eyes water, makes them hurt, hurts my sinuses. So I don't know what it is, but it's potent stuff, that's for sure. Another thing that I've noticed while doing this, I want to run my finger over top of the letters and try to ooze the glue out from behind it, to kind of get like any air bubbles out of it or something like that. I don't think that's a good move, because when I've been trying to do that, it might be oozing the glue out, or this vulcanizing cement or whatever it is, it might be oozing it out, but it's also stretching the letter that you're doing that to, and then it tries to snap back. And it doesn't seem like after I do that, it doesn't seem like it wants to stick very well. I've only done it twice, but both times it felt like the letter was going to come back up. So once I get this all done and get it cured, I'm going to come back out tomorrow night and pull the plastic protective covers off of it and see if I got any parts that I need to re-glue it, peel it up, re-glue it, or something like that. Those are just my two observations. Don't get that stuff on your wheel or anywhere it doesn't need to be, because it's stained my wheel. I don't know if it's permanently on there, or if I tried to use acetone to get it off there and they didn't do anything. So I have to try a little harder. And then the next thing is don't try to rub the letter to try to get the glue out of it. Just hold it down, and keep your hand in place and hold it down for 30 to 40 seconds like they recommend. Temperature is a big deal. I'm probably a little cooler than it should be. No, I'm at 65.7 degrees on the back wall. They say they want it to be 65 degrees. So that's right where I'm at. A couple of notes that I've noticed that hopefully that'll help you out in your adventure with these white letters. All right, we're back. It's been actually a couple days later. Had a couple things come up that I needed to get taken care of, and I couldn't spend any time out here in the shop. I just wanted to tune in real quick with you as I'm cleaning the other side of this tire. They want you to wipe this tire down by the directions from TireStickers.com. Wipe it down until you don't get any more black on your rag. Well, I think the best way to do this, in my opinion, is to have two separate rags. The first rag is the one you put your acetone on, and then rub it in the tire, scrub a little bit with the icky rag that you're putting the acetone on, and then using a second clean rag to wipe that up, because I think acetone dries out after a minute or so. So if you were to take, and here's why I say that, if you were to take this dirty rag, which it's got all the black stuff on it, and you just keep wiping this until it dries, you haven't really removed much of anything. In fact, you probably just rubbed the stuff right back into the tire tread or tire sidewall again. So that's why I think it's kind of a good idea to get the tire saturated with one rag and kind of pick up a little bit of the whatever chemicals, carbons, or whatever you're trying to pick up out of the tire to make the adhesive stick to it better, and then rub it in a little bit, and then use a separate rag to pull those up off the tire then, instead of using the same crappy icky rag to just wipe it right back into the sidewall. It doesn't make much sense to me to go that route. So I've been using two different rags to, like I said, this one here, I just get it all wet, do some scrubbing on it, and then take a second one, and whatever residuals, that gunk that came out of the tire on that round, it's going to come off on this rag instead of just dry into the first one that you're using. So that's just my 2 cents worth how I feel about it. So take that advice for what it's worth. Another second piece of, I don't know if it's advice, but it's just a little bit of realization now that I've gotten this far trying to clean this tire up. You know, a lot of these tire stickers that I see on their website, they're all on cars, and the sidewall on the car, a car as opposed to a motorcycle, sidewall on the car is basically just a C shape, you know, for the most part. What convex shape that the tire stickers are going to stick onto. Well, on these tires, motorcycle tires, we're dealing with two things here, two different shapes. So if we go from this point right here, this is kind of convex, like I was talking, like a car tire. But then right here, the sticker is going to come up this far here, and it's going to go concave. So we're asking a lot of these tire stickers to go convex and then go concave. If those tire stickers were really, really rigid, it would have a tough time going concave and then convex going over this part of the tire. So fortunately, they are rubber, not a hard plastic or something like that. So they do have a little bit of give to them. That's something you have to think about with these motorcycle tires. We're asking a lot of the adhesive and the letters itself because there's a concave and a convex shape that we're trying to adhere to. Make sure you take the time to make sure these are clean as you can possibly get it, or as clean as you can tolerate, I guess. How about that? Because you could spend 10 years doing this, I suppose, if you want to get it as clean as you could possibly get it. That's just another 2 cents worth of take on my part. These sidewalls are a lot harder to stick the stickers to than it is a regular car tire.